Welcome back to the True Transformation Podcast. My name is Josiah Novak, and today we're talking about what to do when you're intimidated about going to the gym. You lack the confidence, you feel like people are judging you, you don't know what the heck to do, or maybe you've been out of the game for a while and you forget what to do, and you're just putting it off because you don't feel like the gym is your safe place right now. You feel a little bit behind the curve. And so I want to give you a ton of strategies today for dealing with this lack of confidence around going to the gym and how to get over that intimidation factor. So the first thing I'll just tell you with, and I'm going to hit you with the tough love right out of the gate, because this is something that someone told me a long time ago, and I've heard it, over and over again. And it's just something that you should continually repeat to yourself. But the truth is, nobody cares. Like, truthfully, nobody cares about you in the gym unless you're a single person who's looking for a spouse or a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. You might have people that are attracted to you or looking for a date or something in the gym. But 99.9% of people going to the gym are just in the same exact boat as you, meaning they're in their unique boat. They don't care about your boat, and they're just there to get things done and get out and get on with the rest of their day. So you're putting a lot of stock into stories that aren't even true. Stories about what other people are thinking of you, what you look like, what you think you look like, whether it matters or not, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, everyone else is thinking the same thing. Here's an analogy I'll give you. When you go to the grocery store, do you really care what's in other people's grocery carts? No, you just don't. Unless something is so crazy, like if someone had a live animal in their grocery cart or something, you would probably then care. But it would take an extreme 1 in a billion type of scenario for you to care about what's in someone else's grocery cart. I'll tell you right now, the same thing is true about the gym. Now, you might see videos online that people record of people doing bad form in the gym or making fun of someone in the gym. These people are awful human beings, number one. And number two, most of that stuff is staged, just so you know. Most of it is like supposed to be funny, where someone, and you're literally hearing my doorbell ring because someone is delivering something. But anyway, it's all good. Someone is setting you up, right, by creating a funny scenario where they're pretending to do bad form and getting recorded. And it's just for views, okay? It's just to go viral online. No one is actually, think about it. When was the last time you were in the gym? And maybe this isn't something you've experienced or even could experience because you've been out of the gym, but just think about, when was the last time you set foot in the gym and saw people recording other people without them knowing? Not usually. In fact, I've never seen that. And if they do, they're very sneaky, and who cares anyway, right? But these scenarios just don't happen. So even if you went in the gym and had the worst form on exercises that's ever been done on exercises, no one's going to care. When you go about your day-to-day life, the people you think about are usually your close family and friends. You think about the people that you have responsibility for, or the people that you live with, or the people that you interact with. You don't think about the random people that you come across on the errands you run, or the gas station stop that you make, or whatever. You're putting so much stock into something that isn't taking place. So that's the first thing I want to start with, is that nobody really cares. Nobody cares about what you're doing. You are not up for an Oscar in a lead actor or actress role where people are watching you on a movie screen somewhere. Sorry to burst your bubble. Even if I went in the gym and worked out with perfect form, pristine form, walked around my shirt off, looking jacked and ripped or whatever, no one really cares that much. They probably just think, that guy's annoying. Like, let me just avoid eye contact, right? So let's start by putting into practice this reminder. When you feel intimidated, no one really cares. Okay. So the only person that's really caring is you. You're looking at things that you're insecure about, and you're allowing your thoughts to dictate your conscious being. Okay. So focus on your own workout and stop comparing yourself to others. Let me give you some reverse psychology here. What I'd like you to do, if you're intimidated about going to the gym and you think, oh, it's going to be a very judgmental environment, I'm going to feel out of my league. There's people stronger than me. I'm weak. I don't have good form. Don't know what I'm doing. Here's the reverse psychology hack that I'll give you. I want you to make the gym environment comfortable for other people. I want you to go in the gym and not be judgmental, not worry about what someone else is doing. Be the shining example of what you would want. Smile at someone. Give someone a good feeling when you walk in the gym. Say hello. Hey, how's your day going? Cool. Great. Make it a positive environment for other people. Because the energy you put out, that positive energy where you want to make it comfortable for others, is going to come back to you. When you go in the gym with a lot of insecurity, you worry about being judged, you're negative, you kind of don't feel comfortable, you're going to start to feel more of that because you're putting out a negative type of energy. Put out positive energy and support the people who are there too. Now, you don't need to go talk to people. You don't need to bother people, but it's just a general energy that you carry of positivity and minding your own business. You want people to mind their business? Mind your own business. That is a reverse psychology hack. Instead of worrying about, oh, what other people are going to do, I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to make it a positive experience for the other people who are there. Now, let's talk about some practical things. So you get over the hump, you step foot in the gym. You're like, okay, I'm here. Don't know what I'm doing. The good news is you don't need to do it all. Pick a couple exercises. In fact, your whole workout could be 2 exercises or 1 exercise even, where you just do a bunch of sets and you work on the form and you master it. Okay. Start with something that you feel confident with. It doesn't have to be the hardest exercise in the gym. It doesn't have to be barbell squats where you have to have a whole setup and you have to have really good exercise execution. It could be something like machines. I love machines, especially these days. I'm a big fan of machines, especially the hammer strength machines. They're really easy. They give you pictures on how to use it. You don't have to load up a ton of weight. It's really stable, so you're not feeling like you're out of sorts and you don't know what you're doing. So pick exercises that are quote unquote basic, not in a bad way, of course, because the basics are always great. And as time goes on, you can add things that are more challenging, that get you out of your comfort zone, that feel harder, that require more mental energy and focus. But you don't need to go in the gym and do all the fancy stuff. Like, the fancy stuff isn't even that great. Machines and cables are phenomenal. Okay, so do things that don't require a lot of exercise knowledge and execution. Look at the picture. Don't throw a ton of weight on the machine. Start light, get comfortable, and master a couple things at a time. Okay. Another hack is you can picture yourself completing the workout before you go in. You don't have to map it all out in your mind, but you can just picture yourself leaving the gym feeling confident that you just did the workout, feeling good that you did it, that you didn't put it off, that you didn't allow what other people are potentially thinking to stop you from hitting your goals. Just picture yourself leaving the gym feeling good. Like, hey, I just knocked out a few basic exercises. I got in, I got out, I did the work, I followed through on my commitment, and I feel good. Visualize that happening. You're starting to feel excited about going and getting that done, because our minds and our imaginations are very powerful. When we start to visualize things happening, they first of all tend to happen. When you start to visualize in detail, right? Sometimes thoughts come in that are negative and you just got to wipe them out, right? Like, if you start visualizing someone making fun of you, that's just a thought. It's not even real. Just get rid of it, move on. But proactively think about, what's it going to feel like to follow through? What's it going to feel like to leave the gym after I've done the work, after I've done what I committed to doing? Now, If you can, you could hire an expert. I know working with a trainer I don't even recommend it for everybody. I think it's for very specific use cases. And I used to be a trainer. Now I'm a coach, but you can even hire a coach, right? So, like, for example, our program that we work with high performers on in terms of getting them in shape gives you video instruction for every single exercise. So you can pull up an app, what exercises should I do? How do I do them? How many reps should I do? How many sets? And you can track your progress. So it's like having a trainer in your pocket. Hiring an expert takes out some of the guesswork. Now, I understand not everyone can do that, but if you are in a position where you can, you should, because you're saving yourself time, money, and headache. You also potentially avoiding injury, and it will give you that extra layer of comfort to where you go, okay, even though I'm working out by myself, I have support, I have accountability, I have instructions, I know what I'm doing, or at least I can follow these instructions and learn as I go. I'll tell you, when I first started, I studied exercise form. Okay. And I was a younger guy, I was in my teens, but I bought all the bodybuilding books, I bought the magazines, I watched videos that I literally, like DVDs that I bought. I would watch how they worked out, what their form looked like. And I would just study these people, these workout people, these fitness people. And I would just go copy what they did in the gym. And of course, my form back then was not perfect. It was terrible, actually, in some cases. But that didn't stop me from trying, because I had some accountability in the form of these books, these magazines, these videos. Like, I had something to lean on and to go, oh, okay, well, that didn't feel right. Let me study that again. Okay. Nowadays, we have so much more resources at our fingertips. Like, there's literally no excuse. You can learn how to work out so easily now, so have that in your back pocket, have some accountability, and utilize the resources that are out there. The other thing too is, if you're not comfortable in a crowded gym, which I totally understand, I hate working out in crowded gyms, maybe switch up your times. Okay. Maybe go on your lunch time, maybe go in the evening after work, maybe go early in the morning when it's just the early morning people. But if you're going at a time where it's just jam-packed and it's the only time you can do, cool. Like, you got to get it done. If that's it, that's only time you can make it to the gym, that's great. You should continue to go. Deal with the crowd, suck it up, right? But if you have the flexibility, you're like, yeah, I just don't like bumping into people every time I go, right? I don't like having to share all these machines or ask to work in, or, I get it. Maybe switch up your time if you can. Switch up your workout time. You could also get accountability people that you're actually friends with. Maybe someone else who, is in the same time frame of their journey, or their same point in their journey where they're like, yeah, I love going to the gym by myself, feel a little bit out of sorts. You don't have to necessarily work out with that person, but maybe you check in with each other, right? Like, hey, are you going to the gym today? Yep, cool. Me too. Blah, blah, blah. You have an accountability buddy. All right. It could be someone who's at your gym that It could be someone who is a friend across the country who's trying to get in shape too. Like, a lot of things you'll realize is, I'm sure you have already, but a lot of the thoughts you have are very just common thoughts that everybody has. Intimidation, lack of confidence. We've all been there, and not just in the gym, right? Sometimes, we lack confidence in certain situations where you feel abnormal, but then you realize thousands of other people have the same exact thought every day. So you can find someone in your circle and maybe even just suggest, like, hey, I'm trying to get back to the gym. Are you trying to get back to the gym? Cool. Let's just keep each other accountable. All right. So those are my top tips for overcoming intimidation about going to the gym. There's more, obviously, as time goes on. But at the end of the day, the more you go and prove to yourself that you can get to the gym, that you can complete short and sweet workouts, you can start to master the basics, the more you're going to feel confident. And it's not about how you look. I even say throw on a disguise if you want to, right? Wear a hat down low, wear a hoodie, look different. No one cares, right? If you got a bunch of people that go to your gym that know you and you're like, oh, I don't want them to see me, right? Put on something that they wouldn't recognize you, right? Like, just keep to yourself. It's so easy to blend in the gym. I promise you. Like I went to the gym this morning. There was a bunch of people there. If you paid me right now to name everyone who was there, I wouldn't be able to. I'd maybe be able to name a couple people because they're regulars and I see them every time I go, but I don't know what they were doing. I have no idea what their workouts were. I have no idea what exercise they were doing. I just don't care. And you'll find that most people who are regulars in the gym are like the nicest people, like literally the coolest, nicest people. Anyone who's judgmental, anyone who's a jerk, they don't last in gyms. They get kicked out of gyms, so you're not going to run into a lot of that these days. And even if you're one in a billion people who do, those people are jerks. Like their lives are miserable. So don't allow them to disrupt your mental space. So, all right, that wraps up today's podcast. Hope these tips helped. Of course, if you need more accountability, we do offer that inside of our coaching program. You can check it out. I'll post links in the description of this podcast. And if you're on social media and you're interested, you can just reach out or you can email me, josiah@thetruetransformation.com, and we can go through some options for coaching. But it's the start of the year. At least that's when I'm recording this. And I know a lot of you are putting things off and saying, well, now it's not the right time. New Year's resolution, yeah, I'll get there. It's never the right time. Like, truthfully, it's never the right time. But I will tell you, you're going to need more time to reach your goal than you think. It's just about guaranteed, especially when it comes to fitness. You might say, oh, I'm going to start in March because it'll give me 8 weeks. Or I'll start here and this will give me 9 weeks. Whatever your time frame is, you're going to need more time. I promise you, it's 100% accurate that you will need more time to get in shape than you think. So why not start now? Why not get into the habit, the routine, the rhythm, the momentum? Get it moving now. Quit saying you're going to do something and not doing it. All you're doing is destroying your confidence, destroying your self-belief, and ultimately creating an identity that's centered around someone who doesn't follow through, which will lead to you never reaching your goals. So start following through. I promise you, you will never regret it. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever regretted getting in great shape. In fact, the only regret is not doing it. So do it. You'll thank me and you'll thank yourself, most importantly. Life moves fast. Make it count. Talk to you in the next one. Peace.